Hey guys, welcome back to Res Life.
Hey everybody, thank you all for stopping by and checking out this video. We hope you guys enjoy it. Just a little bit of scripture study for the morning before we join the crew for breakfast. We were reading the letter of John, the New Testament, just to get our morning started. We're heading back down to the lake. Draven's gonna kick it up here for a bit. We're just having a nice long conversation after breakfast. Everybody took off down to the lake. I had to go run to the tent and grab our water and my backpack with our snacks. So me and Jackson are heading down there now to go meet these guys. That was a pretty good cast, bro. What'd you catch, Jackie?
A stick. Or a baby eel.
What the heck?
What?
How cool is that? It's like a fossil in there.
It just gets caught in it.
Watch out. I got my...
We found this guy yesterday, so we're gonna throw it on Jackie's line and see if it does anything. We just got from the lake. We came back up here to the campsite, so we're all hanging out over here again. Draven and Jackie eating some snacks real quick. I'm hydrating, and then we're gonna go see what's in store for the next part of the day. It finally started raining when we were taking off. Nice view of Mount Taylor. Halloween candy's out, you guys.
Oh my goodness, you just went on your summer camp.
I know. We were seriously just camping in the woods.
I'm getting one of these.
Look at this one, you guys. See, this is a Fairlane 500. Nice. Pretty soon we'll be starting on this one, I guess. Alright. After a long weekend, I made it back to the shop. I'm going to get back to this van. I've got these plugs. I'm going to go check in the back and see if anything's going to fit, and then see if I can get this one out of here today. So I found one of the vans in the back that has the same parts I need for inside. But I got to start with this because there's always mice around, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm going to spray this down real quick, get the tools ready. I'm going to take out the parts that I need from here, and then I'm going to head back into the shop, into the shade, and put them all back on the other van. When you work on vehicles that have been parked for a while, mice are inevitable. So a good thing to do is to properly soak everything that would be dust with some kind of a bleach or a Lysol or a disinfectant. And once it soaks, it's less likely to fly around. And if it does fly around, it's got the bleach on it. So I usually soak everything before I start messing with it. And that's what's going on right now. So I'm going to start taking this battery tray out. I need that part right there. All right, you guys. A little bit of work in the sun, but I got mostly what I needed. I got this new thermal resistor for the heater switch. That's what the old one looked like. So all those missing leads that are in there, this one has all 4 of them. This one looks a lot better too. This is what the plug is supposed to look like. This is what our plug looked like. So when the thermal resistor went bad, it kept being used and it eventually burned up everything else. So I'm going to put this one in and I'm going to splice this one in. I didn't get another switch, but I'm going to put this in there just to make sure these ones work fine. And I'm going to have another one of these ordered. The only thing that I've got to do really is splice these in. And luckily, I know what goes to what, because these ones are different between the 2008, which is this one, and the 2012, which is this one. I've got this spliced together. So now I'm going to put this thermal resistor right in there, and I'm going to plug the switch in and see if it works. Now that don't look so bad. I'm going to put the rest of this together and see if that works. All right, I've got all of this hooked up again back here. I'm going to turn this on and see if there's a problem. All right, let's see. Turn AC on. Sounds like the clutch kicked in. Back one still works. Find this little knob. It's working, mostly. That last one isn't working. There's a high. That one is. So the high is shorting somewhere, and I'll have to figure that out, I guess. I've got the other switch right here, so I'm going to see if this all works. This one, the high wasn't working, and I'm assuming that's what was burning out because that thermal resistor was going bad. Okay. AC is on. I can feel it blowing out. That's a little higher. A little higher. Nice. So I will swap this switch with this one, and then I'll put this back on the dash bezel, and then I'll put the dash bezel back on the dash. So I've got all the screws out in order to take this shifter shaft out of there, the shift selector shaft. The bushings are bad, as well as the whole shaft actually. So this little bushing right here is super thin. This is making it wobble too a lot. The main problem I have though is this is ovaled out right here. This shifter sits in here, and then through that little hole right there sits this little pin. This little pin sits in here, and it's supposed to be nice and tight. So there's little grooves on this side right here, and when you knock it in, it's supposed to seat perfectly right there and not move. But because this thing has been slammed around a lot, this is super loose. So when I had this shifter on here, not only was it loose this way, it was loose this way. So it was loose like this, and it was loose like this. And the only way to fix that would be to weld on the edges of these holes right here and then re-drill the hole. Well guys, I took off from the shop. Mama Bear came and picked me up, and then we headed over to Lowe's. We got some hamburger meat, some rice for dinner. Nobody requested anything, so I asked for some hamburger patties with brown gravy and some rice. We're heading home right now. Waiting for the train. Looking at this horse's tail.
I think they're scared of the noise.
We made it back to the house, and the Wi-Fi's off. And we've been hearing about it. Mama Bear was cooking dinner though, so we're ready to eat right now. How was your day today, Jackie?
It's good, I guess.
Yes, sir. This is what I wanted after a long, hard day at work. After we ate dinner, I was editing some video for a bit. Papa brought some new chairs down, so the boys been running back and forth. And Mama Bear's out here What you got, D? That's pretty cool, man.
Show 'em your sweater.
That sweater's bad. This is what Mama's corn looks like, you guys. Good night, corn.
Good night, Corny.
Peppers. Everything. I've made it to the shop. Today, I have this Durango to start with. I'm going to change the power steering pump on it. The pump's being picked up right now, so I'm going to take the power steering pump out right now. Of course, I got to turn my tunes on first. That's going to be fun. All right. I'm going to have to remove this fan first and get this fan shroud off. Get this radiator hose off probably. Hopefully not. And I got to remove the serpentine belt for sure. Maybe the battery might be in the way. We had problems with the pulley, so we got the new pump on, but a new pulley will be here at 2. We had a problem getting this pulley off. This aluminum piece on here seized up to the shaft in the power steering pump, and as we were trying to pull it off, it just started messing up the end of this. And it was pulling these off instead. And then we noticed that there were a bunch of cracks in there to begin with. So since we couldn't use it anymore, we just broke this pulley off because we needed to get to this bolt right here. And the new pulley is getting picked up right now. And once that gets here, I'll put that on the pump and then put the new belt on and then put the fan shroud back on, and then I'm done with this one. This one is also getting a part picked up for it as well. I was going to take one of these out of the van in the back, which would have been a few hours altogether. But we decided to weld this shut and then run it on the press. We just put another hole in it again in the same spot that it was. So now with the pin in here, this fits pretty snug. And then this is what I will knock in to make sure it holds. The new shifter damper is coming and some new bushings, one here and one here. And once those get here, I will put this back together and then put it back in the van, and then that one's done. These parts are getting picked up right now. This one, I guess, is going to be here till 2. I will work on the van, and then when I finish that up, I will either go home and eat lunch, or I will start on this one if the parts are here by then. New bushing is here. New damper is here. I'm going to put all this back together now. So this shift damper goes in here. And now this fits a little tighter, which is good. Now the pin will have to go through here. This is what it looks like with a new damper in it. Now I'm gonna put the bushings on, and I gotta put it back in here. Remember, when you put this back in, you have to reconnect that shifter cable way back there. You can kind of see it up there. That will connect onto here. And then these bushings are greased up. And now this will go back in here. Cool. I've got the bushings torqued down, both of them, and I've got the shift interlock solenoid hooked up and bolted down right too. So now I need to hook up that shift cable back there, and then I need to put the steering wheel back up. I gotta put that bolt back on here, and then I will put the gauges back in. Everything is installed correctly, and the cool thing is this thing doesn't move around. Like, yet when I took this off, this was swinging back and forth like pretty bad this way, and when you go forward and backward this way. So now it's pretty sturdy. Like, it's about as sturdy as a new vehicle. Now I will see if this works okay. Awesome. First, it started. Nice. So it moves in and out of gear perfectly fine now. Before, we had the problem with this not working because this was too loose and it wasn't actually pulling the lever as far as you needed to inside the dash. Like, it would go all the way here, but it wasn't moving all the way where it needed to move on the inside of there. So I changed that. And then another thing we fixed also, AC. Let's see. Rear one was working already. Yeah. Cool. This van is ready for service again. AC is working. Everything is good. I guess I should check tire pressure. I went back to the house, and I wasn't speeding, but I didn't take my time. I got back to the house, picked up Mama Bear. I was super hungry, and luckily when I got back, Mama Bear I'm already almost done with it, but this is what was for lunch. And it was kind of like beef stew, but without all the mess. So it had the normal beef stew ingredients. So there was hamburger meat, celery, corn, carrots, potatoes. The potatoes were my favorite part. And I did some sort of seasoning.
No seasoning. It's just garlic powder, onion powder, and some Lari seasoning.
Awesome. Well, it tastes
And tomatoes.
freaking awesome. Tastes really good. Now we're heading back to Gallup. I was going to take my time and I didn't have to get back till 2 because the parts don't come in till 2. But we have an alternator that went out one of the residents' vans at one of the residences. So whenever we cruise back in, I'm going to stop by real quick. I was going to get a burger and head back to the shop, but since I ate lunch, I'll probably just get a Monster, head back to the shop. I'm going to jump in with one of the other guys, head over to the residence and change the alternator so they don't have to bring it to the shop. And then I gotta get back to the shop. By then the pulley should be in for that little Dakota, and I gotta get that done. As soon as I'm done with that, then we gotta go run over and check our bro's truck. He went up to the mountain, I guess, and something happened with his tire. We were supposed to go help him yesterday, but we ended up staying in town. And I guess he got a flat tire, and then he took the wrong spare, and then he put it on. Somehow it messed up the brake, so we were supposed to go check on his brakes yesterday, but I was way too busy. So we're gonna add that to today.
Crazy day.
Summertime. I came over here to change this alternator, and this alternator looks new, so I'm gonna guess it's got something to do with the wiring. I don't know. I'll have to figure this out, you guys. Something's up. I've mostly got this ready for the next alternator. I'm giving that bolt a little bit of a break. It's heating up, and I don't want to break that bolt in there, but because of how dirty the back is, and because I didn't bring any WD-40, I'm going back in one turn for every 2 turns. I take it out just to clean the threads while I'm taking it out, and I don't snap it off. I got back over here to the shop, and the pulley was installed. We just hooked up the hoses, put the fan shroud back on. We tried to figure out what else was squeaking, so this compressor is bad. He's gonna have to ride around with no AC for a bit, but the truck runs. Everything's okay. Right now I'm gonna go check one of the vans in the back. It might have an alternator that we could use because the other one we had to order. So if I can take this one off, I can get it running today. I took off from the shop. I'm gonna go head back over to this van. I took the alternator off of one of the vans in the back. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't work, there was one that was ordered for tomorrow day, but I'm trying to get this van in service like right now because they need the van right now. So we shall see. Alright, I made it back over here. I got the filter off and everything, so let's see if this works. I've got the alternator in, and I've got the belt back on there. Now I gotta figure out how to jump this thing. Julio! It's working, and it's unhooked from the cables. So I started it, and now the alternator is gonna charge this battery while I put everything away. That was a success. So instead of waiting for tomorrow for that alternator to come in, there was one in the back. Just had to deal with taking it out. Right now that van is good. I started it, make sure it runs good, let it run for a bit, turned it off for a bit, started it again, make sure it's gonna start on its own. Now I'm gonna head back to the shop. It's time to roll out. Mama Bear's gonna meet me there right now. Here's a nice view. When I was done with that van, I went back to the shop, and it was 5 o'clock. It was a little after 5 o'clock. So I was getting ready to roll out, but when I got there, the Dakota that we were working on earlier, the pulley went on pretty good the first time because that was put on while I was doing the van, and the reservoir was leaking when I got back. Instead of getting the van on the lift and starting on that fuel gauge, the sending unit for the fuel level, I noticed a leak on that Dakota. So I checked what it was. It was the power steering reservoir where it mounts to the pump. So it had to be taken off. And when I went to go check that van, I took a alternator off of the one in the back. I took it to the van. I put that on, and everything worked good. So I got back to the shop, and the owner was fixing the whole leak from the reservoir thing. It was a little bit of work to get that pulley on the second time. So we had to MacGyver some stuff, and then we figured it out. And after a lot of work, we got the pulley on. So we finally took off. Mama Bear was there waiting for me at 5, and we ended up taking off from there. We're heading over to go check this truck now. How was your day today, Mama Bear?
It was fine. It was a little stressful and anxiety ridden, but after I heard back from Michael, everything was smooth sailing.
I was like, anxiety? I forgot. Michael's still up at FSY camp in Grand Junction, and he's been gone for quite a few days now. And he's been texting pretty regularly. Today, though, something happened, and Mama Bear wasn't getting any messages from Michael all day. And I know Michael sometimes doesn't charge his phone, so I just figured that's what it was. What time did he text?
At 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Wow, that's all day for you, huh?
Yeah.
Well, Michael's doing okay. Michael's having fun. He charged his phone. He texted his mom. So everything's good. You good now?
Oh, it wasn't even at 2 o'clock. He said it was right before dinner. So it was like 4:30ish. So that was really all day. Yeah. You were here with me. And you were telling me
I was with Mama at 2 o'clock.
But he said he's fine. He had dinner and he's gonna go do some more activities with the kids.
We're passing the taco joint. What time did they close? Well, let's see what's up with this truck first. Uh-oh. For some reason, I can't establish a connection on this computer. Sounds nice, huh? What are you making, Jackie?
Yes, it's one. Dinosaur brownies, bones.
Dinosaur bone brownies. Cool. Jackson's dinosaur. What is this called?
A T-Rex.
T-Rex. Guys, lunch was so good. Me and Jackson are eating it for dinner again. Mama said she had steaks and chicken. But I think we'll eat some more of this.
Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you guys. We always appreciate it. Thanks for all the love and the support.
We love the love and support.
Y'all have an awesome rest of your day.
You guys take care, be safe, and stay warm.
Yes, be safe on the roads. It's snowing here in Gallup again, so be safe.
Peace.
Later.